McTominay to Napoli might be the deal to watch. In my live show earlier, I said that McTominay to Napoli seeming to push the move, Napoli now willing to pay the money for him, Conte desperate to do deals. Well, there is a 25 million bid coming in. Obi Martin to Manchester United set to be official. Sancho exit, what is the latest on that and Juventus interest? Ugarte, we've basically been told the deal will happen. We're just got to sit and be patient. United have an interest in Frankie de Jong. United have an interest in Andre. With Sancho and McTominay going, could the funds be there for a second midfielder? We know that United want two midfielders. What's the latest on other deals? What's the latest on Eriksen exit, Mejbri exit, Lindelof exit? Well, hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football. Welcome back to your 10-minute roundup where I sum up all the news that's come in the last few hours and then I get into the relevant news that we covered earlier today. Now, this video is going out very late because I'm recording this post-pub and I'm not going to lie. I've had a little bit too much to drink, but I'm going to get through this video and hopefully it's clear. So let's start with the Scott McTominay news. Napoli are offering around 25 million for Scott McTominay. A loan with an obligation to buy and a transfer are being discussed between the two clubs, said Sky. So that was the first report that came out. Napoli offering 25 million euros, that's about 23 million pounds, which is what Fulham first bidded. We rejected that. Then Fulham bidded 25 million. We didn't reject Fulham's 25 million bid, but McTominay told Fulham, I'm waiting for Napoli. A loan with an obligation to buy and transfers being discussed between the two clubs because maybe Napoli can't afford 25 million up front yet, although they basically bid a 22.6 million or something. Anyway, Fabrizio Romano, T1 journalist, obviously confirms this news. Manchester United have received a 25 million euro proposal from Napoli for Scott McTominay, but still not enough to proceed. United are asking in excess of 30 million euros to sell McTominay. We want 25 million pounds, which is 30 million euros to sell him. There's a 5 million different evaluation. Now, Padella, who's been really spot on with this McTominay to Napoli information, I think Padella, it can be hit and miss journalist, but when it comes to Napoli to McTominay, he's been absolutely spot on the money about everything. Says Conte keeps insisting for McTominay deal to get done, and he is waiting for Napoli. A face-to-face meeting took place today, and they discussed about bonuses of the deal. We know that Napoli sporting director's been in England through Padella to talk to McTominay. We know that McTominay was waiting for Napoli, which is why Fulham went for Sander Berge. We've been told from Padella that McTominay says yes to Napoli. He's open to that move. He'd be willing to leave United for Napoli. And to be honest, Scott McTominay is a very Antonio Conte player. He'd be very suited to the Serie A in terms of his ability off the ball and what he'd add. Now, we've got Napoli now today offering 25 million euros, which is about £4 million short of the valuation, £4 million short of the valuation. I believe that this deal can go over the line. If Napoli are making a bid, they've gone and got Lukaku out of the way. With Conte pushing for it, with McTominay keen, I believe this deal can happen. And I think while McTominay is a good squad player and he comes off the bench and he works hard, I think if we don't sell McTominay, we have to give him a new deal or we lose him on a free. And I think when it comes to pure FFP profit, that 25 million for McTominay and pure FFP profit is like the equivalent of 40 million because it's pure FFP, which we could maybe invest in another midfielder that would start for United. McTominay is a great squad player, but he doesn't suit the football that Ten Hag wants to play, and he's not going to be a starter under Ten Hag. So it looks like the sale could happen. We covered this in my live show earlier today, but it said Napoli are pushing to secure the signing of McTominay, and United will accept offers above 25 million. So far for Napoli, we got 23 million just under, so not far away, 3-4 million to go. I think Napoli could push up to reach that valuation for sure. It was also said that Obi Martin's move to United will become official soon, and I think off topic here in regards to Obi Martin, I like that Ineos brought Obi Martin in, Lascelles in, Kone, that good youngster in. We signed 3 really good youngsters for the academy. Yoro for the future. Cirques and Ugarte are going to be young new additions. And Delict and Mazraoui are more in their prime. I like the mix of players for the academy, players that are up and coming, players that are in their prime. I like the mix of transfers Ineos is doing. But signing some of the best young talent for the academy, absolutely brilliant stuff. We've already got a great academy, but we're adding to that. And Obi Martin's deal will come official. It's taken a while because the Premier League have to approve it, make sure it's a fair deal, make sure we haven't done anything dodgy, safeguarding, that kind of stuff. But Obi Martin to United will be official soon, and then it can be announced. So let's talk about Ugarte. What is the latest on Ugarte? And the reason I wanted to leave Ugarte short and sweet in the show is because we're fed up with hearing Ugarte's close, Ugarte's closer, Ugarte's close, Ugarte's closer every few days. But Romano said this on Ugarte. Manchester United fans, relax. When it's done, I will let you know. Manuel Ugarte is waiting for his agent, George Mendes, to give him the green light to travel it to England. There is no longer any doubt that he will join United. The details are being ironed out. We've been told Ugarte will join United, that the deal will happen. Ashworth is saying the deal will happen. It's expected to happen. The final details are being ironed out. There's agreements there. It's literally just a few final details with Ugarte. It could be a here we go tomorrow. It could be a here we go Sunday, Monday. It could drag on to deadline day, but we know we're going to get here we go for Ugarte in the next few days. It was a bit like Amrabat last year. It dragged on till basically deadline day, but we knew it was a here we go essentially for a while. So Ugarte, bish bash bosh, is basically done. We're just waiting for the here we go. We've been told by every reliable source it's going to be done. Now, what I'm interested to find out is it a loan with an obligation to buy? Is it a permanent deal for 60 million euros, which PSG have asked this whole time? Do we get a discount on the deal? That's what I'm obviously interested to see and interested to know. Now let's go into the Sancho news, because I'm confident one of Sancho and McTominay will leave this window. If both leave, we could get £65 million, which could be further invested in the squad, which is pretty crazy. What is the latest on Sancho? Juventus are considering making a bid for Sancho. Juventus have stepped up talks with United over Sancho. United want to sell and will only agree to a new loan if it's financially beneficial, with a salary, cover, loan fee and obligation to buy. Sancho's chances moving to Turin have now improved that Thiago Motta is in charge. The club's sporting director, Cristiano Guantini, likes him. Laurie Whitwell, Paul Hurst, Fabrizio Romano, every reliable journalist has confirmed Juventus are interested in Sancho. It could move. Now they're about to sell Chiesa. It's definitely one to watch. Sancho would say yes to Juventus. United are open to selling. United are now open to doing a loan with an obligation to buy if it's the right obligation with a good loan fee. We know that United want 40 million for Sancho. Romano said that United will consider the Sancho situation still open ahead of the final week of the transfer window, and Juventus have made new contact with Sancho's camp as he's one of the main names on their list, and that United will offload Sancho to anyone that matches their 40 million valuation, and that Juventus will consider a 40 million obligation to buy, but Jadon Sancho's wages propose a problem. So DiMarzio was saying Juventus could consider 40 million, but it depends on if Sancho lowers his wages. Considering we were told earlier today that Sancho wants out of United, he's kind of done with United. Ten Hag obviously dropped him from the squad versus Fulham because of an ear infection, even though he was fit to play. I think Sancho would lower his wage to leave United. Apparently, he could personal terms with PSG. I don't know if that's true, but he's open to PSG. He's open to Barcelona. He's open to Juventus. He knows he's not going to play a lot under Ten Hag at United. Sancho is very open to leaving Man United, and I think if you keep Sancho around, he's going to be unhappy. It could cause problems. I think Ineos know they need to sell Sancho, which is why they didn't want to do loans, but they might do a loan with an obligation to buy. It was also said on Sancho that Juventus in negotiations with Sancho, but it's up to the player to decide whether he'll join the Italian club with PSG interested. I think Sancho will choose to leave United. Whether he chooses PSG or Juventus will be sin, but I think he'll go to one of them. It was said that Juventus are exploring terms with Sancho and United are selling at the right price. I think we could sell Sancho for 35 million. We're asking for 40. I think we can agree on 35 million. I think we want Sancho off the books because we know if we keep him around, it could cause trouble. And I think because of his relationship with Ten Hag, United just want to cash in and sort of get that done and sort of get that sorted. Continuing on to other exits that may happen at United, Christian Eriksen and Lindelof could also be moved on before the end of the transfer window. I said this earlier. Pellistri is gone, Fish is gone, a lot of the youngsters are gone. Mejbri is expected to go. Lindelof and Eriksen, United want to offload, but who knows if they're expected to go. Anthony and Casemiro were up for sale, but they're expected to stay. Harry Maguire was up for sale, he's expected to stay. Eriksen and Lindelof might go. McTominay and Sancho are the sales that are going to bring in money. Eriksen and Victor Lindelof may go. Mejbri is expected to go. Pellistri's obviously gone now. That seems to be front on sales. I think if McTominay and Eriksen and Sancho and Lindelof go, there's definitely funds there for another surprise signing after Ugarte, but we're leaving it late. Now, one surprise signing being discussed on top of Ugarte is Frankie de Jong. Manuel Ugarte's agent had a conversation with PSG on Wednesday night. The update on the situation and that United have explored alternative deals. They've explored the parameters of bringing de Jong, and Barca would be happy to sell him, but the salary involved is immense, over 20 million euros. United like de Jong, but they're not willing to spend over 20 million euros on de Jong's salary to bring him in, which is absolutely fair enough. I think United would only bring in de Jong if he rung up Ten Hag, said he wanted to come in and take a wage cut. But I think if United had the money from the McTominay sale, I think there's definitely interest in them getting de Jong on top of Ugarte, but it'd be up to de Jong, and de Jong still doesn't want to leave Barcelona. But another midfield signing that could bring in, because it was said that United would like to bring in two midfielders, and with Amrabat not coming back, McTominay being sold and maybe Eriksen, if the funds are there, United could potentially sign a second midfielder. One of them's been discussed is Andres Fluminense of Andre. Jack Talbot said, understand United taking interest in Fluminense midfielder Andre once again. The player remains open to the move. So in regards to the latest United move, we've got a bid for McTominay. There's an expectation that Sancho could leave, maybe on loan with an obligation to buy or a permanent deal. I think United want to get rid of Sancho. Ugarte is expected to happen. After Ugarte, there might not be any more transfers. But if Sancho and McTominay are both sold, there's a feeling that maybe a midfielder comes in, because we did want two midfielders, but I don't know who. potentially another attacker with police due on. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. I'll be back with a watch along for United versus Brighton tomorrow. See you next time. Bye.